Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds, welcoming you back to Lovecraft Country and Cultist Simulator Priest DLC. Okay, so this episode is not live because my internet service provider is cutting in and out, so we're going to just have to do this one the old-fashioned way. So, in that case, currently in the situation, we are getting into the next level of the Priest DLC. Now, I've done some grinding and got my scholarship up to level 3, which is good. I've also started getting the cylinders going here, although they're not completely sure, for the patron, as I like to call it, gravy train. So we're doing okay for income. We've got 7 funds right now, which includes, unfortunately, what we're doing right now. We've managed to get a bunch of books we're going to have to read, and we're going to be starting doing some expeditions once we can see if we can clear this mystique. In the meantime, well, first of all, I'll move to normal speed to start off with. In the meantime, we're going to have to figure out where we're going to go from here. And the next place I want to go is the Unnumbered Stones. Once we can get the weary detective, this mystique, preventing the wary detective from getting in our face, because as you can see, if we don't manage to do that, he's going to be active, and I hate doing that. In the meantime, we want to try to increase our heart lore, so let's read the red book, shall we? I'm going to also get rid of this fascination once this turns to dread. Assuming, of course, the next one isn't dread, because, you know, how annoying is it when that happens? There we go. There's the last mystique. The good doctor is available. We're standing by, and I don't quite have enough cash to go willy-nilly on the bookstore at the moment. We are still trying the empty the shelves strategy. I don't know. Maybe we just got one. Let's burn off our week's wages on a single book, shall we? That's how these things roll. Esoterra can be so expensive, and yet you can find it so cheaply in some places. Alright, so speaking of Esoterra, by the way, we've got the next one up. Now, the reason I'm stacking these is the usual, if there's fire, throw up smoke strategy, which we get a whole bunch of these type of commissions, which will generate a whole bunch of mystique, which will hopefully protect us from when the unfortunate situation. There we go, and we failed. Oh god, yes, we haven't gotten Leo up to the level 10 exalted status. Gives him a 90% chance. He's a mere 70% chance, but yet that 20% seems to make so much more difference. So yeah, he's going to grab that and be active for a while, which means we go passive, which means that we might as well get a commission and do some research, because we don't want that job indicator going down too low for too long. Alright, so another book. Oh, we've been collecting the essays. These are going to be good for upgrading to level 4, but it's usually what I'll save them for. Lantern lore. We can do this. And we've even got the reason to go with it since we just upgraded that. There we go. Excellent. Let's match the fascination and the dread together. Our two toxic influences cancel each other out, and let's put that there. Okay, so wait, it's a level. Oh, it's a level 2. I don't think we're going to need that one, so I'm going to sell that one back since we've got so much light lore to begin with. So at least we're, you know, making progress, even if the cop is slowing us down. A walking chant. Okay, so the walking chant, I suppose the Walking Dead, let's see, is the level 6 lore, which means that we are now currently set for the count. No matter what the count wants, because he wants either edge lore or heart lore, we do level 6. This also means, of course, that we're getting closer to the point where we're going to do exalted, where we'll need an 8-point lore and an 8-point tool. Unfortunately, I don't have any further lore, so I'm just going to start burning through this stuff until we get to that point. At least the vitality train keeps going. So, in this meantime, I don't want to generate any additional mystique by looking for cultists, and I don't want to commission these in for the same purposes. Let's see if we can just stay quiet in the talk department for a bit. So once he gets through this next cycle, he will abandon the chase, and we can start with our next expedition. Alright, so oh, total lack of interest. Oh well. Sometimes you get 2 back, sometimes you get 0, most time you get 1. Your investment back from the bookstore. Boom. Well, yeah, we kind of burned our noodle there on that one. But we do have the commission set to go. 3 out of 4. Yeah, we don't have our 4th paying patron. So my guess is that we're just going to have to do our day job of labor, because that's just what we've been reduced to. So much for being an all-powerful cult leader. Okay, deep breath. Now, as soon as we get this guy clear, I will start the next expedition and start the Ring Around the Rosie strategy. Why is it called Ring Around the Rosie? Well, if you recall from last episode, Sulachana, or further back than that, Sulachana. Okay, we can combine those two with an erudition. So, I believe it's an erudition. Yep. Knowledge aspect. All right, auction's complete. We got nothing for it. Damn it. But we've got a bronze. Let's sell back the bronze since we got a. Wait, actually, no, 4 seconds. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to sell back the bronze before we make the expedition because we don't want our funds getting too low. That not getting our auction money back was not a good sign. In the meantime, if I want to increase, I might as well just dump the extra lore that we've purchased here. I could sell some of the books back, but there's no guarantee. And, of course, we always want to keep the secret history lore gravy train going as well. Come on, go, 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 go. Good. Now he's in the evidence stage, which means he stopped looking, which is going to give us a little bit of time once we get this auction clear. Okay, deep breath. But yes, unfortunately, I'm still dancing around this guy because I'm not prepared to go to war with the Suppression Bureau in this particular run. Okay. But yes, just to let you know, one of the reasons we can do this is we have managed to get our level, both our lantern and our moth people to level 5. Now, while I'm here, I might as well actually just keep going with everybody else. You're level 2, yep. And, start the mass, as they say, initiations. That will get everybody up to disciple level 5 level and their respective abilities. Again, we're trying to also get a total of 16 so we get the exalted. And then after that, we can exchange out our cult for another type of cult, which is probably going to be the moth cult because then I can seriously burn through a lot of expeditions at once. Yeah, I might as well keep going. Nothing makes the cops think you're not, if you're not a evildoer, then, just doing a day job. Okay, you're bored there now? Good. So, let's run towards our rendezvous with destiny. Now, the reasons called the Ring Around the Rosie is that the repeatables in this game for expeditions. Now, they're the ones that you get when you use all available expeditions and then continue to look for them. In other words, you'll get the abandoned warehouse in the city, you will get the Cursum disappearing and reappearing village, and in the level 6 tier, which is important, you get the Unnumbered Stones, which is basically you just wandering out. Ooh, can do something with that. Which is you wandering out to this, okay, what do we got? Oh, there. Cool. Which is you wandering out into a, finding out the, boom, we can do that with the erudition, combine the lore, start getting things upgraded. Which is, ooh, red secret, that's level 2, isn't it? Yep, so yeah. And you'll combine together those lore. We got a bunch of cash, so now we can afford to go on that trip we've all been thinking about. 2 restlessness in a row. That's great. So this is why this one is particularly important. This one has 3 challenges, but 2 of them can be beaten. The Unnumbered Stones, that is, the expedition. 2 of them can be beaten by Moth alone. That's Watchers and the Perilous Woods. Now the other one, which is the Hidden Door, can be beaten with, I believe, Knock or Lantern. I don't like to risk my Knock people since they're so good for summoning, and yes, we haven't got a ritual. We haven't been doing the ritual magic yet. So what I usually will do is I will pop in. Oops, those are my knife people. We can kill the Watchers, but it's just rude and it doesn't get you to the woods. Toss in the funds. And boom, we have the Unnumbered Stones expedition. Now that when we complete that, we'll get 3 random items, just like you do with every repeatable that are in that tier. Now here's the primary difference and why Sulachana makes this so important. You see, if you do all the other expeditions and come back to the repeatables, all you're gonna get is a bunch of random ingredients and such because you've already gotten all the books and the important items out of there. But if you do it first, if you use Sulachana's ability to get to the repeatable, skip to the repeatable expedition, you can grab the books from the previous ones. Now, if you recall back on the Dancer one, when we did that for the level 14 repeatable Port Noon, we got 3 books with level 14 lore in 3 different skills. We didn't need it for the Dancer run, but like I said before, the Priest run is going to be one of the highest lore requirements of the run, probably the highest. In the meantime, well, let's deal with the Unnumbered Stones. Okay, and go for a nap. Take a nap. Dig a load off. This is going to blow. Nope, we're going to be able to paint that away. Good. Breathe. Okay, so, whoops, fast forward. We're probably okay with that. I've warmed up a bit. All right, so the next mission continues. Now, as you noticed before, we've got the peril-piled woods, which require moth or forge. We've got watchers, which, you know, the usual 3, and lantern or knock for the hidden door. So the next people we want to toss in are the lantern people. We've got 2 of them at level 5, so let's begin. Toss them as well. Now, of course, there's always a 10% chance of failure rate at any particular time, but you just gotta roll with that. You're never gonna have an absolute run on this. Okay, so there we go. Okay. Now we've done the initiation here for Renara, which is level 5. We're going to use Silichana's ability. Grab one of these many 6s I've managed to accumulate, so we can do this run again as soon as we clear the Notoriety. Now, clearing the Notoriety, we're going to try to do by, first, we have to decide if we're going to try to do it with the 70% chance of Leo, who doesn't have great stance, or we're going to try to throw up a whole bunch of Mystique and let it burn out before the Weary Detective can do so. Now, the Weary Detective actually is going to be active in 60 seconds, but that's not going to be an issue because the expedition will be over by then. Well, no, it won't be over by then. Nap again. All right, so we're approaching, the trees of the wood. So we have a 90% chance of this one, and now I've got 10 and 10. Any further from this point, and we'll be tossing in our random pawns, and so that they might take, you know, any losses that instead of anybody that's important. Because the Watchers can wound individuals. And a wounded pawn, by the way, is a better pawn because you can get 2 more points of 3 different types of lore. Winter, what is it? Winter, knock, or edge. And 3 edge actually make them tough enough to be a asset in some cases. Now, okay, so we need to finish this off. Excellent. Now we grab another passion, get rid of the second restlessness. So we're doing a lot of painting lately. And we got a glimmering. Cool. Really terribly useful at the moment, but it's a thing. Okay. Now. Right, and then we have another Unnumbered Stones from her special ability, so we can just keep burning this one over and over again until we get all of the books and items into level 6 tier. Now, why am I picking the level 6 one? Because the Unnumbered Stones is one of the few repeatables, also easy to get. We don't have access to the white door, as level 6 is possibility of getting it there, but it's the only one that doesn't have a curse, which means that we won't lose cards by trying to spam it over and over again, which can be a potential problem. Now, question is, let's continue the mass ritual. You have been initiated, Varita. Welcome to the this middle circle. Inner circle hasn't quite been created yet. Not sure you're going to make that part because you've got the wrong aspect, but hey. Okay, rush in, red shirt. Or minion. We're evil, so I guess it's minions instead of red shirts. Gotta get these terminology correct. Alright, so blinking light. We're going to have the level 2 winter lore, and maybe we'll use the glimmering at some point. I gotta combine stuff. Ooh, what do we got? Oh! Powerful deception, throw in another minion. I always, like to do the deception instead of the killing of these guys, because it's just bad karma to wipe out your people over and over again. We're supposed to be a priest of something, and, apparently a avatar of the dragon goddess between worlds, but, it's got to have some sort... Oh, good, he's considering the evidence now. It's got to have some sort of ethos, or what are you just doing it for, Anyway, so, boom. Yeah, might as well just... keep money coming. Okay. Boom. Alright, so she's now level 5, and we move on to the 2s. They need the edges. There you go. That doesn't... The good thing about this is it just doesn't generate 4. Now, we can do it again if we have another erudition, if I want to bother to try to do that, or if I just want to stick another book in. Ooh, translate from Latin. Ooh, we actually got one in here. And translate away. Boom. Go, go, go. Alright, so he's gone. Alright. Now. Okay, so we've managed to get past the Watchers. Now we have a 90% chance of getting the portal opened. Then we could get our random treasures, which could be quite impressive. In the meantime, like I said, we're trying to clear the deck of just about anything else and keeping us from starving to death. Or, getting really sick or anything like that. Vitality, at least, is still holding out, so you go in again. Boom. Okay. Okay, logistical difficulties requires funds. Logistical difficulties, remember, cannot be solved by a minion. If you put a minion in, you will fail. That's happened to me a couple of times earlier. Now I'm just trying to keep track of this a lot better. A lot of this, by the way, if you have any trouble whatsoever paying any attention to anything, play this game repeatedly, because you will be forced to pay attention, multitask in your attention for so much. You're not going to have, I mean, you're going to develop focus skills that are just terrifying. As you can see just how quickly I'm moving through here. I don't even think about a lot of this stuff. It's just become an instinct. Okay, so what do we have? Dread. Okay, so we've got, at the point, 52 seconds of this cycle, which is empty for the right now, right? And 60 seconds. So 112 seconds of grace before this possibly can do so. Now, the thing is, we still have over 2 minutes in here. So the thing, we cannot assume we're going to be clear at this point. Now, one of the things I will do is, if he's still clear up until the end of the expedition, when I'm keeping track of it, where we're not showing that the detective's going to be active, what we're going to do is we're going to try to use Leo's 70% ability. But if it turns out he's going to be active, we will pop all the smoke by jumping Mystique, by painting and looking for occultists, and dropping all of these at the same time, which is a good way of preventing do so. I've showed you that in the early parts of this game. Involved this series, which way back in, you know, that Halcyon days of 2019. Okay, so another minion to be thrown in, just in case. Okay, take a nap, the usual. Go back to work, and boom. Okay, so the painting, when you do the painting also, if you're going to use that for generating Mystique smoke, you're going to have to time that out properly. This game is all about the timing. Fruitless search. Okay, so what's going to happen is that it's going to cycle again. It's going to ask for another fund, which we still have because I've been keeping up the mundane job. You know, that's one of the reasons why we do dig ditches as a priest, just for the money, because our minions down here are just loafers. Free ride to try to get into the Mansis. It's just terrible. When, you know, in my day, cultists had a work ethic. They gathered the sacrifices, they prepared the altar, but nope, these days, kids are just lazy. Level 6 twice, which is good, because like I said, you'll need level 10, like a 4 twice. 4 twice, ooh. 4, this gives me an idea. If I'm correct, yep. One of the few advantages of starting out with the church, that's not our church, that's the church of the people we killed, is that we have the sanctuary aspect, which is going to mean that we can combine certain types of lore without having that. It's the opposite of the library, in that it uses the intuition. It gives you the intuition-based connections of lore, but it does not give you the erudition types. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm so proud of myself. Anyways, no. Keep going. You can always use vitality. Anyways, let's continue our fruitless search for the bloody place. Okay, so here's where it's going to ask us for money, which is one advantage of this one. Unlike the Watchers, the fruitless search and similar ones will not injure your people. Again, sometimes injury can be a positive thing, but oops, yeah, idle again. Are you level 2? Yeah, you're level 2. Boom, and boom. One of the things about the expeditions and such is that, expedition challenges and such, that some of them are more dangerous than others. And of course, if you want to get wounded, you can get wounded to try to make people better. But if you get unlucky and the season of sickness hits, then another minion, just in case, you know, never know. If you time it wrong and it grabs it by sickness, not only is it going to kill your, not only is it going to kill your cultist, it's going to unfortunately give you a corpse, which, as is the reputation card, the cops can find the body and, you know, begin tracing it back to you. And we all know then you have to summon, you know, elder gods to kill the cops, and that just gets in the papers, and then everything just goes to hell. Well, literally. Or literally, you're actually bringing hell to the world. Okay, so here's the sanctuary aspect. Just like I used with the bookstore, only like I said with the intuition challenges. Might also cover a paradoxical. Okay, fine. We finally found it. Now this means, by the way, we have, I believe, 60 seconds before we're going to be able to do so. So I've got to look at the situation here. This situation tells me that I need to get rid of that immediately, because I have 113 seconds before the cop starts to be activated, and 134 seconds before he starts looking for things, which means at this point I need to do this and pray we hit the 70% mark to get rid of that, because otherwise we're gonna be dumping stuff like crazy, and I mean crazy town. All right, so we have Leo anticipating the trying to get rid of the notoriety. It's going to come from this expedition, because otherwise we're going to have evidence and it's going to slow me down. That means I do more offline stuff so that you guys don't have to watch me do this thing, and it's just, you know, nobody wins there, especially not the cop if I have to kill him. All right, not to mention the, like I said with the Mothman strategy, that if I can get level 10 moth people, okay, then I can have a 90% chance of getting rid of evidence, which is great. Between that and the heart removing notoriety, it becomes a freaking nightmare for the cops to try to pin anything on me, which is where you really want to be in all of this. You know, after all, we are, you know, violent cultists who participate in human sacrifice. Now, if I said participate, because we haven't actually killed anyone, we just sold somebody to Poppy. Okay, so you'll notice we have 30 seconds, and when this one detonates beneath the stone, and that is going to hopefully grab it before the cop does, because of course the cop is timed out perfectly to catch it, because I swear the computer hates me. It probably does. I'm wondering if there is a difficulty curve, and the bloody thing is noticing how we're not having a huge problem here, because it's kind of feeling like it's trying to ramp things up on me. Now, what do we want to do? Let's toss together, let's just start cleaning out the books. We'll deal with other things later. The glimmering goes here. That's okay. We got rid of the restlessness. We might as... Ooh. He's considering the evidence, which means we've shot past the point where he's going to be an issue for the moment. So, at the moment, since we've got these things going, we're going to continue with Leo's thing and not try to generate additional, as they say, additional mystique. For some reason my brain's a little off on the... There we go. You notice if I have him active with that open thing, if I put him just before we get to the last 60 seconds where it says treasures lie before us, then he grabs the notoriety before we even crash. Now here is where we find out what we found. Now you notice there's a tantra, 2 tantras, and a book. Boom. All of these books are going to be relatively higher than the ones we're dealing with. The only problem being is that we're going to need Sanskrit for the tantras, which of course she can teach us for the Iron Spintra, which is what we're going to be doing next, as well as this one, which is, I believe, Fusin, which we already have the card for, since we stopped by and stole a bunch of stuff from Strathagon's place. So we're going to be doing a bunch of translating. Now, in the meantime, there is absolutely nothing, except for low funds here, nothing stopping us from doing the next run, since we already had Sulichana doing so. I will sell a Bronze Spintra, just to make sure we have enough cash first. In the meantime, I'm keeping an eye on that notoriety, and boom, it's gone. Thank you, Leo. So yeah, we are clear for the next run. So once we finish the auction, however long it takes, we will then run into the circle again, throw everybody in, and since we're... Where are we? Okay, so yeah. Since we're probably okay for that, I'm probably going to be using... Let's see, who needs to be initiated next? Oh, actually, you're supposed to be over here. Reorganizing. Yeah, I think you're fine. You're fine. You're, okay, Violet needs to go in. Alright. Oops. Okay, Violet. Okay. We'll initiate her, and then we're going to be in an interesting point. Do we continue with the expeditions in an attempt to grab these things as quickly as possible, or do we lay back a bit, try to get the cult going without doing anything that does notoriety? Now, at this point, I can go in either direction, but I do already have a backlog of books to go through and translate, and I need my cult to be reestablished, and I'm still missing a patron for the gravy train. So I'm probably going to go forward, and unless there's something terribly exciting, and I mean really exciting, that happens between now and then, I'll probably skip ahead. Whether or not there's a cut at this point, it'll determine whether that happened. Okay, so we're going to try our next ring around the Rosie, as it were, with the Unnumbered Stones here. Well, you're going to do it a little differently, however. As you can see, I've managed during the course of this to accumulate 4 Mystique, which is the absolute maximum I can possibly hide, so which means that anything further is going to end up, of course, increasing more Mystique. Now, I've already dodged a bullet once by collecting the Mystique into doing a painting, But I'm also extremely low on funds. I only have 4 funds, including the one currently being devoured. So I'm going to have to start cashing in these things, the commissions, which is going to produce additional mystique, which means we're going to flip over to the Smoking the Fire. I keep changing the title on that one, but I think Smoking the Fire sounds best, in which we are going to attempt to produce enough mystique that we'll be able to cover the amount we're going to produce when we do the run. Now, in order to do the run, let's see where it is. Yep, we grab the stones, put it in here, and again, we put in our 2 moth people. It's going to be Porter and Sylvia. Because I still, so I got a couple more people, but the cult's looking a little anemic still. So we'll work on it. Got a couple of people we need to initiate, but we're all going to be probably actually looking for more members to recruit, so that will generate even more mystique, because we're just going to flood this guy. We're going to make him so nuts chasing down rumors that he's going to avoid the actual horrible truth. I said start. Well, I meant to say start. That is the problem sometimes. Best laid plans. Anyways. Boom, hit it. We'll go in, get what we need. Now, at the same time, I am going to make a glimmering, because I'm going to see if I can get my skill up to 4 so I can make the painting tools that I'll need. The level 8 tools will make it easier for initiation. Now, to show the effectiveness of the Ring Around the Rosie strategy, or just the Evening Isle Express, where you get most of your lore from your expeditions and not the bookstore, I'm already at level 10 when it comes to Lantern. So this means, this is without combining any lore. I just have a level 10 book, which means that this row right here will be the level 10 lore. I need all of my lore to reach that point. And in some cases, I'm well on my way there. I mean, I don't really need to put any more Lantern lore. It's all over the place at the moment. But I could probably, once I no longer need to keep the exact level 6 lores to answer the Stag Door riddle, I should be able to take care of that. Now, while this is all going on, I'm going to retain the retain the job scenario here open, so I can paint if necessary to remove some of this mystique, or actually to generate even more mystique, because that's what will keep happening, by the way. And if we keep that cycle going, and as well as cashing these in, which I'm probably going to do almost right away, this is going to engage in a massive amount of mystique for profit. So in any case, we might as well get that started as well. And boom. We'll fulfill the commission and finally get that Spintra that we were looking for. Plus, we'll be able to reset him. And while we're here, since we know in the next 14 seconds, there will be no police detention, which will also get rid of that 1 mystique, which will make up for the mystique we're making here. Because, yeah, this is all a game about timing. We'll do that. And then since we're here, we might as well just freaking dive into the underworld as well. Go for it. Oh, you can go back there. Boom. Okay, so we've got Glimmering, which is good, because I basically am trying to go for that, like I said, level 4. We now got our 5th Mystique, but this one will disappear shortly. Okay. Meantime, we do need to throw somebody in here, and we're going to throw in our first Lantern person. Putting in Slee first. Cat's kind of bad luck at times. Okay, in the meantime, there's the Bond Spintra. So we want to save these if we can, if we're going to be doing the diving into the highest level demands without the Mystic Key. I'd like to get the Mystic Key, level 20 of Noctool, but there's no guarantee. We're going to easier to get the mirrors if I've already got 1 expedition that will take me there. Now, in this case, since this one will dissolve for a bit, I'll hold off and wait for the count to reset. In the meantime, however, since I'll probably be able to, what's that? 138 seconds, and it takes 90 seconds to generate a Mystique by looking for a new member. So in the meantime, since we don't really want to waste any time, let's initiate at the same time. You want to keep as many tasks as you can handle, but don't shoot too many. And yeah, I'm burning the vitality rather than letting it burn itself. That will at least give us 1 more pawn to throw at situations. Never have too many minions. Alright, so yeah, we're going to put in the second Lantern person, giving us the 10-10 combo that we need to hopefully get through most of this. Okay, you're welcome to the disposable ranks, and now it's your turn. Go dance with the doll, I'd like to say. Alright, so yeah, there we got a new vitality there. And what are we looking at? So we do have the opportunity to put another exercise session in before we get to that point. Plus there's our extra vitality. Okay. Now, remember to freeze when you do this, because it doesn't automatically freeze in the way back, which is one of the intros I do not like. One of the changes I don't like. Level 6. Now, this is uninteresting. This is a level 6 influence you can get from that area, which will allow us with a 10, mind you, in lore, to be able to initiate somebody to one of the heart disciples into a heart exalted. Problem is, we're looking at an 8 right now. Can't do much about it, but we can. That's the Grail. We're talking about the 6. My apologies. The colors for the Grail and the art are just so damn similar. In any case, let's take a nap to regenerate that health. In addition, now that we've got, boom, now we've got the glimmering, let's talk about what we're going to do with it. See, this is what you want to keep the essays for. 3 essays, 1 at a time, is going to be 80 seconds, and this is going to last 300 seconds. So with the combination here, you're set to go. We'll be able to get that additional painting ability to give us the tools in no time. In any case, let's continue our journey into the Unnumbered Stones, which we're numbering, and we got through the first obstacle. All right, and boom. We'll put you back in the next level of initiation. There you go. Have fun. And there's the restlessness, which is always fun. I'll have to paint that away. All right. I'm not going to make a decision about this until I know what the next cycle is down here. Alright, so yeah, just toss that one in. And we're also questioning ourselves about the next thing. Do we want to leave the painting open? Probably not. This is only going to take 50 seconds. So we'll still have that option open. One of the advantages of getting the higher level strength is that you will, in fact, be less time to get you up. Before you have to make a decision again. Expedition continues. We throw in the new pawn. Send another follower. There you go. Have fun. Maybe the Watchers will kill you. Because gods know I don't want it to be anybody I care about. Boom. Alright, so the next one's going to be illness. You can tell, by the way, by the bottom right, in case they didn't get that from me earlier. And that means that we can safely deal with this. Oh, but the 16 seconds came in. But 16.6, it's not going to work. Oh, I kind of messed with myself there. But what we can do, we don't have a despair trap going. Ew. I guess we'll use our last fun to get the contentment. There we go. We're gonna need to get rid of the dread. I should call it despair because it's kind of more appropriate. Next essay book. Sorry, not poetry book. The essay book is for your erudition lesson learned. Okay. Watchers, powerful deception in case it goes wrong. Now we have 2 meat shields that can catch it, making it a 1 in 3 chance. Alright. Okay. You are now level 5. Forge follower. Great. Now, according to this, if we go through this, it's going to be at least 2 minutes. Now, we know we're going to be good for 90 seconds, and this is less than 90 seconds. So, in fact, we're probably safe doing this. Because we do, like I said, we do need the cash. We will need to cash this in as soon as we can. Meantime, of course, we'll be making money through our usual day jobs. Speaking of which, there we go. And there's our 1 fund. I spent it all on drink. Oh god, we are an Irish priest. Now, let's see. Yeah, that will eventually become another vitality, because we definitely need that. And it's cannot stop. So, yeah, we're still good time-wise there. Keep going. Try to keep us out of debt. Debt is bad. Debt is how they control you. Debt is the mind killer. There you go. I can see if we can get a commission out of that. And there's the contentment to go with the dread. Get rid of that. Nobody needs dread around here. There we go. Doom. Okay, level 1 heart. That's not that. Level 2 heart. That's not that rough to do. And let's see what else we got. Okay, so confusion. Yep, we got through that one. There's another mystique there. Alright, pause. Nope, another dread. It's a dread trap coming up. Okay, so there's the third one we need. Here is the fourth. That's why you save all of these essays for the last one. It makes it a lot difficult. I mean, it's tempting to do the level 3 one using them. It can be a bit of a pain, but this one would be so much worse if you couldn't. Alright, you gone. Okay, so another fund. Barely keeping our head above water. Good and bad we can't sell vitality. That would just be awesome. Alright, I'm going to sell my mystical tendencies for absorbing energy. So, still good here. Okay, cool. Keep it up. Keep it balanced. Logistical difficulties. Yeah, our one fund. Wow, that came close to failing. That would have been bad. But, you know, what can you say? Getting our unskilled labor to pay for our occult education. It's like college all over again. No need for that. What do we got? Yeah, okay, so since this is one that's just going to cause additional funds if it goes horribly wrong, that means that we can probably just... Boom. Speaking of which, we definitely... Let's move this into position. And move the vitality in place so we know what they're doing. Because, yeah, there's always more vitality in this particular type of run. Keep the funds here with 90% chance of going through that. Now... What do we got? Yes, next one will be the cop, which is going to be, of course, the perfect timing for getting caught. So, because that will be 110 seconds from now, and that will be about when we're doing here. So once we get through this one, we need to launch, again, our usual creating smoke. Going to have to use the painting for this. In the meantime, let's get this upgraded. And we definitely want Grail, because that's Folly, I believe. Yep, and that's the one we want, the Open Mind, which will be a major advantage when we're trying to combine lore. If we need to combine lore, we're going to see how many high-level books we can get for this particular run just from the expeditions. Now, yep, we found the way through, which means we have 90 seconds, which means this will pop when he's going, which means there definitely will be lore, reputation appear, which means it's time to start cashing these in. Not to mention I'll be able to spend these in the auction house when we're done. Okay, so boom, there's another mystique for us, plus a silver, which is really good when it comes to vending. Because yeah, now we have 5. As soon as this clears, I will do a painting. Poppy. Feel free to add to the mess. Is going to be a mess. And boom. Okay, while we're doing that, iron, good. Let's recharge you for another at 1 to generate yet another mystique on the end of all this. All right. So, first things first, let's get that painting started. Soon as these guys get done upgrading it. That one did not time out properly. Alright, so, boom. You've got that, and we might as well just start working towards creating the next mystique, or to create smoke for that notoriety. Oof. Vitality, just start combining these just to make it less mess. Okay, another heretian. Wow. Influences everywhere. There we go. Alright, so first things first. Once we have this out, we will create the painting that we need from the 4 passions we have, since we have now extra ones. At the same time, let's see, we probably should work towards that level 4 body, level 4 strength card. Always some more fleeting reminiscence than you know what to do with. Alright, so beneath the stone, yep, 60 seconds. Let's get that commission up and going at the same time. Then we'll pop another guy to look for a cultist, to do another mystique. If we're really lucky, this will all time out. All right, so what do we get for this time going around the ring around? We got 2 ingredients and a book. Oh well, the ingredients at least would sell. That's a level 4. Yeah, and at least one of these, I believe. I think this one has instrument, basically tool, that would be useful for ingredient, that would allow us to use it for that magic. But I'll probably just end up selling it in the end. This looks like another. Yes, definitely a moth book, given that color. You can see it's about the same color as the other moth book we have. So we'll be getting a level 10 moth because we happen to have the sanctuary card that we need in order to be able to combine that type of lore. And boom, we've got this. Let's pop another one. Entire section now will be just me figuring out how to create more mystique. So he goes there. At the same time, you go here. Now, let's do a portrait of Renata. Renera, sorry. Renata was actually a D&D character in one of my old campaigns. Sometimes the things that just reach up and grab you when you don't even realize it. Amazing. Okay, so we got to make sure the notoriety doesn't get spotted in the next few rounds. Now, that's going to be 1 in 4 chance when he grabs the next one in 40 seconds. See if I can. I don't think I can generate any more in that time, but we will at least pop 2 on average here. At the same time, we can, in fact, look for another cultist, which will generate another one, but 90 seconds down the road. Well, you do what you can do. Alright, so... Right then. Okay. You two go together. I guess we'll just do the standard exercising at that point to see how far we can get, because there's no books, unfortunately, to give you additional ones of these. And we have no cash. Didn't even see that. Which basically means you're gonna have to do some serious selling here. Oof, this could be bad. Done all of this and I get distracted by the need for money. Ugh, God, it's always what I'm doing. Now you two are ready to pop. Let's be locked out. 1 in 4 chance when they win us. The funds went away here. We got exactly 1 fund here, plus a fascination card, which is not the best. Tell me. Nope, no fascination card coming up. But we do have a contentment all over the place, and we have glimmering. Yeah, I'll make it work. Let's see. More of that is one of the important parts. You only got 1? That sucks. But in any case, we did get 7 more funds, which will allow us to continue our ill-thought-out plans. So, again, at this point, we are simply going to try to produce more mystique, which is another way of doing it. Oops. Light lore, I accidentally grabbed the winter lore. There you go. Whew. Okay, we definitely can just take care of that. Don't want that hanging around. And we do have enough cash so we can try to finally get to empty the shop here. I'm going through it for a while now. Put the reason back in the stack. And boom, another follower. What do we have here? Another dread. Well, contentment's all over the place. It's too bad I can't get that to combine together. Alright, so we've got this. And at this point, do I want to continue in this vein? Or do I want to try to break this down? Got the right card for it. So, whoops. Right, put in the translation card first, then put in the book. And see at least what we've got. Ooh, looks like another Grail one. Oh well, still need more Grail lore. So I guess we can go with that. In the meantime, let's continue to empty our wallet. If we can get more generated. Boom, we got lucky. 1 in 4. In the meantime, okay, so we've gotten that particular thing done. When this one's reset, we'll definitely use her to grab another mystique. You're reset. And we definitely got the passion back, so it's time to go back to painting. This time around, let's paint our contentment. Really nothing wrong with that. We got here, oh, closing, finally. We've got that so we can change out another Yeah, the moth lore is crazy. But before we change locations, which is definitely what we're going to be doing soon, the first thing I want to do is use the sanctuary to combine as much lore as I can for these intuition. Let's see, if I was right about this, where is it? Mission HQ Rarefied Mind. Okay, so that's in that one. HQ Rarefied Mind. Lore. Wait. There. Practical experimentation. Okay, so yeah, I'm guessing we don't have a lot to do with that, but we can use it. Alright, so in the meantime... Alright, so... Passion is back, and exhausted, of course. No, it's not exhausted. Excellent. Mystique is back up to here. We need to generate another one with Madame. As well, you know, some actual capital would be nice. Okay, so we only need to use one more iron spintra in order to get his language ability. Aramaic. Sorry. So, best thing to do is just sell this one for a couple. After all, it's how we will be making most of our money this time, since I've got the gravy train rolling. And boom. Alright, so, another Mystique. Keep them coming. This. Boom. Keep going with the moth lore, see if we can get up to 10. Oh, bloody hell. There's another one. Oh. I didn't even notice I got you. How much I dislike you. And speaking of which, since we need to generate another Mystique, might as well just keep looking for the next one. And... oh, right. We can sell that too, which is hilarious. It's an absolutely worthless book. Something, deep mystery, something. It's about, 90% of the occult books out there are absolute garbage. Anyways, the restlessness, we'll get rid of it in a moment. That is the 2 restlessness. Great. Trying to kill me outright, are we? Okay. And it's another Mystique you got, because I keep generating more. And now I have even more. Oh my god, do I have more. So if you get that thing in a 1 in 7 chance, I'm going to be so irritated. Let's see, there, and there, and there. God, look at it all. Look at it all. All of this Mystique. You're not going to be able to find the actual bodies. I don't think we actually killed anyone, though. That's the funny thing. All we did was go to a foreign establishment, deceive a bunch of people, and disrupt, and steal national artifacts of another nation. I mean, that's what the Brits did all the time. Why are you picking on us? Sheesh. I think somebody's feeling a little projection. Anyways. So I want to generate more Mystique. Let's take the 1 passion here, pop it, and get rid of this restlessness. I hate when people are just hypocrites about the whole thing. Alright, so that's a bit more cash, so we can keep doing this as we got another iron spintra coming out. Finally, I'm not starving anymore. Hopefully I'll be able to combine this. Oh, let's see. Okay, it's not a fast... God, another restlessness. You were trying to kill me. Okay, so this one, Serenity of the Wood, and another Fascination. Because of course we have another Fascination, and we have the level 10 Moth lore. There we go. Two of the level 10 lore we need for the end game on this already. All right, you two are gonna have to get along together because we're definitely gonna stick you in the sleep mode. Sleep mode. Oh my god, I don't have passion to look for someone. All right, so finally. No, actually, which one is old? Which one will decay first? This one will decay first, so we want to get rid of this one. Excellent. And another couple of bucks. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep the bronze spintra if possible. Meantime, let's learn some Aramaic. There you go, dude. I'll sell you. I'll buy you one. Whew, breathe. Overexposure. I've gotten to that point now. Whoosh. There we go. Even more Mystique. So it's going to be harder and harder to locate that one Notoriety. Now, this is one of my most primitive, tactics to use here to get rid of cops and interest, but it works. So what can I say? Okay, and yeah, the Notorieties. That's about to vanish. Okay, so this pops. Another sickness. do we want to actually create even more? Yes, I do. Actually, it's kind of ridiculous. By the time I'll get the painting done, this will pop, so I don't actually think that's going to help in any fashion. So I guess we can just let that one go for now. I think we probably dodged a bullet here. He has exactly one chance to get that in, and I can't generate any more mystique by that point. So, what do we got here for work? Are we going to go back to our regular job at this point? Yeah, it looks like. I got nothing better to do with my time. Then we're going to have to get some more commissions and go back to regular status on that. Use the gravy train as well as dealing with all this lore. But as you can see, just the level 6 tier ones, I've already got these two at level 10. Not even dipping past the second door here. Okay, definitely going to need to use that. Or get rid of that, I mean. Alright, so what do we got here? Who do we have here? Another hanger-on. In any case, let's see, you know what we could do? Really, we could probably... Oh, you as well. 60 seconds. We can definitely get rid of that if we need to. There goes the fund. Anyway, so we're probably going to slip back a bit. Why I've got 2 vital pigments, huh? You definitely make that grail painting if I wanted to, but what would be the point? It's not really useful to me, and it would cost 2 notoriety to create. You can think about this game. It's awesome about all things you can do, but if you try to do everything, you will get so boned so quickly. Okay, so the count here. Give me another commission. Deal with it later. And boom. And boom. And 70 seconds. You got the time. It's also ditch the restlessness, and I'm probably going to stop recording at this point just because, again, we're moving into cycles we're terribly familiar with at this point, just keeping our head above water. In the meantime, I'll probably be being off this lore, and don't think I'll be doing anything about this, about the strength quite yet. We'll get there. So here's a question for you. When I was just talking, did any of you bright-eyed individuals notice that the little son of a bitch managed to actually snag in a 1 in 8 chance the one piece of evidence he required to actually get evidence? And one piece of notoriety required to get evidence because, oh my god, after all that effort, I feel horrified. This is one of the reasons why I need these, exalted real fast to get that 90% removal of evidence. Now I'm going to have to try to kill the evidence or just let it burn, but given the amount of mystique I have here, I think I'm just going to keep producing more mystique using the gravy train, as it were, in order to be able to get through that. In the meantime, yeah, we're going to keep combining all this lore, which again is not something that's terribly interesting to watch, so I'll be barreling through as we go. I'll, of course, pick it up again if something interesting goes on, and like I said, I'm probably just going to wait out that evidence. Not terribly exciting to watch. Okay, so finally we've managed to get rid of him, because that was a bit of off-screen time I had to spend there. We will be able to do the third Ring Around the Rosie expedition, probably the last one for this particular episode, because I've kind of demonstrated to you about how it can be done. Now, while we're doing this, I'm going to have to, of course, paint away the... we're not going to try to be using Mystique this time around, because not only did it not work, it took a lot of time out of recording, which, you know, frankly, I only have so much to do, so I could do with. So we'll just continue on as we were. Now, the thing is that I've got a study card, but I'm probably going to use it to keep combining lore with... I'm going to need to use the erudition card because I don't have the library yet. That will be coming up rather shortly, however. I want to see if I can combine together one of the couple of Forgotten Chronicles before I do that, because that's a combination of knowledge and intuition check to get from level 6 or higher. Okay, so finally this dude is off my back, but yeah, he's going to be back on it soon. So as long as we keep our nose clean, we should be fine. Mind you, should. Can't even paint a picture of this guy on me. But in that case, let us begin our expedition again. All right, you two. Into the barrel, as it were. And I'll toss the moth people in as soon as I can. Now, the funny thing is, I just realized I have only 2 points of forge lore, so I can't complete this commission over here, which is actually hilarious when you come down to it. Anyway, so we'll continue that. In addition, while this is going on, we will continue our mass initiations, because what is a cult without mass initiations? Also, it keeps you out of trouble from generating additional mystique. And we got another one. Well, I guess we'll be painting for a while now. Alright, so we'll take this. Ooh, we actually got some cash on that one, which is good. And then we'll take another passion card and paint that away. One advantage of having this much cash now using the Patreon, because you know I'm up to 24. We've got the erudition we need, so we want to combine. Let's combine a couple of furtive truths again. Make another level 6 so we get another ring around the Rosie. And we'll just keep going. Alright, so what do we got here? The moth? Right, so we are going to start throwing in our other, the lantern people for when we get to the last test again. And then we just need to initiate even more people. Oh yeah, we'll initiate you. No, not my best choice here, but individuals, but you are a person willing to work for me, and I do need minions. And there we go. You're going to be terribly disappointed, by the way. We're just hiding in my church initiating people, which actually, you know, is perfectly legal if you're a priest, because, you know, we could just say we're giving him communion. You know, it's communion with a lot of blood, but, you know, we're a radical cult who believes that the blood of Christ cannot be a metaphoric thing. Since we can't find Christ, we're just going to have to deal with that kid over there. But he perfectly volunteered for this. Just ask him. The thing is, there's actually... Okay, if I was starting to use this more often, I can actually get parishioners to suddenly decide to look at what's like a 120-second card with like 2 heart, 2 edge to be able to do what did my bidding for a while, which is kind of fascinating. But the thing is that also risking notoriety when you do that to every time you preach. And as you notice, notoriety has been my bug this time around. But since we want to avoid getting noticed, I guess we stick with the legal unskilled labor. There you go. Capitalism. It'll do you every time. Yeah, I'm recording this on May Day. It's hilarious. Some of you know what I mean by that. Rest of you, it's just Beltane. Okay, you're gone. Let's see. And boom. Alright, so you are up to level. You can join her over there, though I really don't think she deserves you. I like to imagine that the 2 people that I've got for the Grail can't stand each other. Just in case. Hit the pawn. Oh, wait. Do I have the... Yep, I got the 2 moth people. No, I mean the 2 lantern people. No, 3? Oh, must be the minions I've got going here. Okay, fine. We'll do this instead. 10 lantern, because I don't want to accidentally forget to put you in at the next cycle. Alright, so cool. There we go. More vitality. I feel so much stronger. Gods. I have been reduced to this. Keep going. Doing. I still don't like this thing. Oh, I don't know if I told you this early in the recording because I'm a little still irritated about it. Turns out that the new UI, if you press escape, but you don't press pause first, it keeps going. Yeah, I nearly lost this entire run because of that new improvement, in air quotes there. So again, kind of still preferring the original game. Also learned a couple of the cards changed on me, which, like the Aramaic card, used to require Latin in order to get. But now that's not the case. Okay, so next stage. We're going to combining the next couple of lore. So you keep going in the erudition, and I will keep generating vitality and limited funds, and then emphasis on limited. As well as taking naps, because naps are very important when you're a dark cultist. They were good for Churchill too, and honestly, he probably was a dark cultist when he came down to it. I mean, he was Freemason, right? I think. I don't know my masonry history that well. And masonry may not be a dark cult, but it's probably the closest we've gotten in this world. I mean, they put a noose around your neck for initiation. That's just no. I mean, kind of morbid, but okay. So I don't need to throw anybody else in. No reason to do so. Okay, so you're finally with us. And boom. Do we have anybody else we want to do? Probably not. Alright, so there we go. Toss the health in again. Toss you in again. You can keep this going for a while. well as we finally got our cult getting to really useful levels at this point. Be able to branch out into non-Ring Around the Rosie expeditions soon. But until we suck all the books dry, there's really no need to. And I'm not going to go through every one of them in recording. I'll just suck all the books dry of these expeditions, and then you will simply skip to the next level, and probably branch out and get the last of the major lore, and begin my transformation into the chosen of Saint Anne of the Goddess of Scales and Wounds. Because that just sounds cool. I mean, makes you wonder just how many of these cultists really want to become these inhuman creatures, or it's just overwhelming to their mind. They need to become greater than they were. You know, it's probably a self-esteem thing. I mean, have we ever actually seen a well-balanced cultist that didn't have any issues? I mean, if you didn't have any issues and you wanted to get into spirituality, you probably just became a regular priest. Okay, so what now? We are looking at... Yeah, so we're looking at another 69 seconds. So, 69 seconds, of course he'll be looking for. So the only chance we have is to have one of you guys hopefully catch that notoriety before he does. So let's see if that actually does happen. If not, we're going to have to... what's going to come down to, and I'm not sure blowing a whole bunch of Mystique like I tried last time is going to be as effective. Because, oh my god, 1 in 8 chance. It just bites me. There you go. Okay. There's just lie before us. Let's see how this all works out. Maybe he'll get to the evidence stage before we do so. It doesn't really matter because they'll be doing the same strategy anyways, getting rid of the notoriety. You are knowledge. Okay, and there we go. Boom. We're going to have to start deep diving since I'm running a little short on lore, so I guess we're going back to the underworld. I'm kind of neglecting that part since I've had so much lore in reserve, but, you know, in this game you learn that all things come to an end. Hopefully, by the time we begin this again, I will have gotten these people up to my heart people to exalted, so I can move on to the next stage of the cult. Probably 2 more episodes after this point. Of course, I've said that before. We know where that goes. All right, so get vitality in place, which of course is the enormous amounts again. Oh, yep, keep going. Come on, you're going to hit evidence stage, yes, before I get the notoriety, so I am safe for the moment. Okay, grab that notoriety, because you've got 30 seconds to do it in, and we're going to pop the expedition, and boom, there you go. And you've got it. Let's see what we got this time around. Ooh. 2 ingredients and a book. Edge book. I think that edge book is going to be level 10, and that'll be the... I'll check that out before we go. As well as making sure we've gotten rid of that notoriety, because we don't want that thing surprising us. Alright. Right. Underworld. Word of truth. Hey, what do you know? I actually don't have any of these left. I'm going to have to combine the occult scrap in order to get... You... Ugh. Come on, Leo. You've done it once before. Try to do it again. Don't need this notoriety hanging around my neck. Like that Masonic noose. Probably not the best analogy, but it's the last thing. It's the first thing I could think of, unfortunately. Alright, so grab that. Hit this. Ugh, so much vitality. And we're going to keep doing it. Because... Let's see, we don't have to worry about him yet, but we're going to have this ready to pop. That's 3 Mystique there, and do it the other way around. Of course, you're not going to see that because I'll be doing it off screen, like I said, as soon as we find out how good that book is. But anyway, level... Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of stuff we can sell here. Level 4, if I needed a knife tool. Level 8, which I do not. The deed of the scarred captain, and... Oh, poison! Oh... How evil am I thinking? Because I could try to poison this guy. Level 2 poison, 70% chance of killing him. It's a thought. It really is. It's my best opportunity to do so without hiring a hitman. And, you know, it is so Providence has dropped into my lap. So, shall we, is the question. Anyways, let's get our Greek translation going on. Don't have to decide until I get rid of the notoriety, because I definitely need to get rid of the notoriety before I start trying to kill cops, because that just tends to be frowned upon. And the question is, can I keep the cops off of me if I do so? Because I only have 2 cops I kill before I get to the bureau. Oh, it's so tempting. Alright, get rid of that, would you please? Sigh. Minions. Sometimes they're just so incompetent. Where do you hire decent minions? I mean, Doom had some decent ones. Where does Victor Von Doom go shopping for personnel? I mean, he can't just take out a ad online, can he? He probably is Doom. Alright, so thank you for getting rid of that. So, yeah. I'm getting to hate you. Can I do this? Oh, would this be so wonderful. 70 seconds to pull it off. And since I've got the toxin, I might as well just freaking do it. Hey, have some tea? Anyways, and just combine these two together. Since, oh, no, what am I doing? What I want to do is these are the Scarred Captain. Should be a level 10 edgelord, which is cool. That's going to take care of a lot of issues. In the meantime, just because we've got 2 of them, probably don't need any of them, let's just sell some of that pigment. Now we're down to 20. We don't get too low. I mean, I just remember when we're starving, and now I just need... Anyways, there we go. Let's see if we kill the SOB. Because I'm getting irritated. Okay, and your cash. Good. Honest for day's labor, and stealing stuff from ultra artifacts. You know which one's going to pay more. Which one always pays more. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Drink the tea, detective. Drink the tea. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And we... The end is not pretty, but it's a quick and almost painless. When the dissolution is complete, nothing visible remains. Oh, I love it! It's a forge-based toxin, which means that he literally went up in flames. Ah, it's wonderful. No evidence. Ooh. Glassfinger is the best. Yes, and I've got a 6-point influence. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. Curious. Actually, I am curious, and that is... level 10, 8 lore. Well, it's not exactly what I want, but it's another step to getting towards the level 10 lore. But I'm actually curious, by the way. Alright, so what can we put here? Subvert with either edge or forge. Combine with forge or subvert with edge. Good to know. Now, the thing is, usually I can translate one of these into a summoning if I've got the right one, but let's see. Rite of Seas Feasting. I don't know if that's an influence-based one. I don't think so. In any case, I should probably... get on to doing combining these lores to see if I can get higher. Anyways, boom. That was probably the best way to end the episode, was to murder the SOB. It means, however, that I'm going to have to be more careful because I'm going to definitely, for example, when this guy comes around, make sure I have absolutely no mystique, so we get another one of those damned idiots. But it will make my life slightly easier if I can keep the bureau off my back. I mean, can you imagine, you know, they show up at the guy's place and there's just a pile of ashes? I mean, usually it's just a frozen corpse, which is a lot, you know, more susceptible to being spotted as a kill. I mean, as strange as it is, the bureau's probably seen worse. In any case, I'm going to keep doing the ring around the Rosie while off screen, like I said before, so you don't have to see me continually do this and continually jabber about how awesome it was to finally kill that SOB. But let's see, paint your blues away. But I am kind of enjoying this. Now, just to let you know, this has been, of course, we're still building up to the next unlock for the next episode for this series. Now, we've got at the moment the Ghoul unlocked, and the first run, the Obscurity run of the Exile DLC. 550, which is 11, I believe, if I'm looking at this right. Yeah, hang on, let me change windows here. Yeah, we're 550, which is 11 subscribers from now. We will be unlocking the first actual dedicated Lord Legends series, where I go over the concepts and the lore behind the game universe itself, because despite it being a really fancy and nice card game, it also has a huge meta story behind everything. If you read all the lore, it's about as, you know, like a Dark Souls kind of thing going here if you're reading everything. But the thing is that the first one I want to do is influences, so I can actually, I'm just going to sell this useless book. The first one's in influences, because I need that to do the Grimoire series, because that will be at 650 for the Grimoire series, but 600 will be an additional, hang on, might as well do something while I'm here. The 600 will be the second Exile DLC run, which will be the Ascension run. Well, instead of trying to hide and away from all your killers coming after you, who, you know, you stole their money, their mystical money, as it were, You try to become a god by challenging your pursuer, the head of your pursuers, to the dual eternal. I'll go over it when we actually get to that section. This a little while from now. I mean, even if we did unlock it tomorrow, I've still got so many episodes between the two, because I also have the Darkest Dungeon episode that unlocked between the two. So we're looking at like episode of 4 blocks for Darkest Dungeon. After this one, then we'll be doing the Ghoul one, then another block of 4, then the Exile Run 1, then a block of 4, then the influences and lore. Yeah. The Aspect and Influences episode, where I go over each one of these aspects here of lore of the mystical energies and what they mean and what their influences can do, and why that comes the fuel of most of your spells. Like I said, when I did the original script for the grimoire, I kept explaining what the influences and aspects were so often to realize it needed its own episode. Anyways, I've been rambling though towards the end here, but you know, I'm kind of just really happy about killing that cop. Ooh, that was wonderful. And you know, I don't let myself go out do that often, because it can cause so many problems, but sometimes I just have to. But in any case, this is Fantastic World saying for all from Lovecraft Country, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.